Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Dark Knight Returns Joker. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit that bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. And if you do enjoy this video or any other videos that I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. With all that out of the way, guys, once again, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, The Dark Knight Returns Joker. Now, I have to be 100% honest with you guys. I had absolutely no intentions of picking this guy up whatsoever until I saw Toy Shiz's review. And no, that's not me telling you to go watch his review. I will tell you why I went ahead and picked up this figure after I saw his review. So stay tuned. Do not turn this video off. Please stick with me to the end. I guarantee you I'll give you all the info that he gave me. So basically, I bought this figure because he showed in his video that this figure can be basically made into the ultimate version of this Joker. So the body that McFarlane Toys has given us with this Joker is the ideal body and sculpt for the suit and everything. However, the head sculpt has a lot to be left to desire and want. The head sculpt isn't the best, is what I'm trying to say. It sucks. It's trash. And it has that shitty side eye, unfortunately, if you look really close. It's kind of hard to see on this figure because his eyes are squinted, but it is there. So what did Toy Shiz say that made me go out and run out and get this guy? Well, it not only made me run out and get this guy, but it also made me run out and get the original Mattel version of this guy. Now, why did I do that? Well, because if you look at them side by side, they are not the same height. This is a 6-inch figure, while that is a 7-inch figure. However, is there something that you notice off on the 6-inch figure, and that is that the head sculpt is rather large for this body type. So Toy Shiz pointed out that if you have this original Mattel Dark Knight Returns Joker with a far superior head sculpt, in fact, two far superior head sculpts. Yes, this one came with two head sculpts. The one you see here with the batarang in his eye, as well as the regular version, which actually tends to look more like the comic book version of the Joker than this one, which is odd because the Superman in this wave tends to look more like the Superman from the comic than the Superman that we got with the Mattel. So it is what it is. But like I said, I bought these two figures for a specific reason, and that is because he said the head sculpts from this original Mattel figure will fit this McFarlane's DC figure. And in fact, it is 100% true. The only thing I will say is getting that original head sculpt off is a bitch and a half. I had to definitely struggle with it a bit, and I kind of chewed up the ball peg a bit, but it's not snapped in half, it's not broken, and it works perfectly good. So yeah, before we get into articulation, I'll go ahead and snap on one of these head sculpts because I have been afraid to put that head sculpt back onto his head securely because, like I said, it was a bitch and a half to get off the first time. I was not going to mess around with it the second time and end up, snapping the ball peg on that at that point. So yeah, so while I'm messing with him, when I pull him forward and whatnot, you may notice that his head will fall off, and that is the reason for it. But we'll get into all that later on after we take a look at all the accessories that he does come with. So like I said, he is a DC Multiverse figure, so he does come with a typical trading card. So here's a look at the front, and I'm going to go ahead and flip it around, and you can go ahead and pause the video and read that if you want from the back. He does, of course, also come with the typical DC Multiverse stand right there, with the DC logo stamped in right there. And surprisingly, he does also come with an alternate hand. So this is the hand that he does actually come with in package, and the alternate hand is actually the fisted hand. I meant to switch him before the video, but I totally forgot. But the last accessory that he does come with is not a handgun, of course, because of the whole DC no gun rule and whatnot. Oh yeah, you guys can totally see it's not even on the neck joint right there. But yeah, I told you we'll switch it off right now. But yeah, so the last thing that he does come with in terms of weapon, thankfully though, I have to say it wasn't another crowbar with the Joker, so I have to give it to Todd on that one. It wasn't, like I said, another crowbar, and man, now he doesn't want to stand. Let me go ahead and put his head back on. Maybe I'll help balance him out, give him some weight up top. And there we go. So the last thing you do get is a small little knife dagger thing, which is 100% bendable and pliable, and yeah, it's just woo. Yeah, you can just Boo. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's all you get with this guy. So why don't we go ahead and pull him forward? Well, he's already pulled forward. So why don't we go ahead and just take a nice closer look at him. And I will do a comparison video between this guy and the original Mattel, so that way we can take a look at the differences in the suit types as well as the overall bodies. But yeah, this one does come with some nice texturing on the suit that the Mattel one doesn't. The Mattel one is straight white, much like the pants on this one. But I have to admit, I do like the texturing on the suit. It gives it a little more character, a little more flavor. But like I said, that head sculpt is just horrible. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and spin him around to the back so we can take a look at the back. Nothing too fancy. Like I said, it's just a suit. But yeah, all in all, typical suit. His shoes are purple, and they are like those loafers with the heels and whatnot, or dress shoes with the heels. Loafers don't have heels. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and move on into articulation. So why don't we go ahead and flick that head off and go ahead and put this guy on. Let me go ahead and just snap him in. See, snaps right in. Right there. There we go. Look at that. Look how much better that looks. I mean, come on. You cannot tell me that this looks better than that. I mean, come on. So yeah, thankfully I was able to find both figures on OfferUp. I found the new one for 15 and I found the old one for 20, surprisingly. Real quick, guys, before we move on in this review, I totally forgot to put this head sculpt on this Joker while I was doing my review. So before I put him away, I wanted to show you guys what he looks like with the Batarang head sculpt, because as you can see, he just looks so fucking dope, and this is definitely the way that I am personally going to be displaying him and using him for toy photography. With that being said, back to the review. So yeah, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and move on into articulation. So the articulation with this head sculpt would be the same as with the other one, so just take that for that. Right, left, all the way. In terms of looking down, he can look down that far. In terms of looking up, he can look up pretty significantly, which is really good. In terms of head tilt, he does have some decent head tilt, even with this alternate head on. His arms do go all the way to a T-pose. No butterfly joint, which is the only thing that I'm really pissed about. 360 rotation at the arm. I do like how the suit cut is on this figure. Sometimes they overcut or undercut the soft plastic on the suit. This one fits it perfectly, in my opinion. He does come with double hinge elbows right there. Oh wait, does he come with bicep rotation? No bicep rotation, which is odd. Man, Todd is just taking away points of articulation. Rotation at the wrist, hinging in and out, up and down, whichever way that ball peg is facing. He does have rotation at the waist, but no real ab crunch downwards or backwards. It's just basically his legs at that point. He can not join the cheerleading squad, but he does get some decent leg kick out that way. His legs will kick out for that far, kick back that far. He does come with single hinge knees, so they only go to about 90 degrees right there. You do get rotation at the knees though, so that's good. Straightening out the legs, looking at the ankles, they do go down that far, up that far, hindered by the pant leg, ball hinge rocker as well, rotation at the ankle, and last but not least, toe articulation. So yes, all in all, this is the far superior version of the body of the Dark Knight Returns Joker, but just not the head sculpt. Now the face paint on this one definitely does not match the skin tone on this one, but you know what, I'll allow it because the face sculpt on this one just looks far more superior. And the other version, the Mattel version, actually comes with a handgun for the Joker, which actually does also fit into the hand of this Joker. So haha, check and mate, DC, Warner Brothers, whoever's in charge of that no gun rule. But regardless, that's why I bought this guy. And like I said, there will be a comparison video coming up between the two versions. So yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up this review. So with that being said, join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. And join me every Wednesday for Coffee and Toys Live over on Instagram at CoolFigurez, where I will speak to a new guest every week about toys, toy collecting, toy photography, and so much more. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. And if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out if you like what you see. Leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures I do reviews on for this channel, go ahead and check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all my unboxings. And join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to this channel sponsor, CoolFigurez Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, Pokemon card, and toy print needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. CoolFigurez Store. Check them out, guys.